from the deep. 4 pulls you out of sleep. 5, the wrongs they've done become your war. Become your war. Breathe deep and put them in the eye. When the time is right, the wise among us fight, not to strike but rise as one. Pacifist and sage, release all your rage. Shield the weak, stand up for all.
Hey, everybody. Hello. We are live. Oh,
We're live.
goodness. We are absolutely live. And we are making some splashes here in the chat already. Hey, Pete, Jess, Ronnie, it's so good to see y'all. That's it. Oh, cryptids. Are we already starting off with really cool conversation? I
I
just
feel
want
like
to
I'm
do it.
missing out on chat.
Are you? Yes, are you? You can see the chat, right? Oh, we've got we
Um.
could even do an overlay here.
Oh
Check it
wow,
out.
that's
Check this out.
very fancy.
Oh, I like that. It's pretty awesome. Nice. Hey, Brian. Hey. Oh, absolutely live. I love it. Pete is the #1 guy to help me out with like, hey, it's working or it ain't working, girl. I love it. He really helps out. If he says it's live, we are live, y'all. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Pete.
It's been a bit since we've been live.
I know, it's been a bit. When was the last I think it was probably last year, to be honest.
It could have been last year. There's
Yeah.
been a lot of craziness going on.
Yeah, a lot of craziness going on. Yeah. So what kind of craziness? I mean, first off, we did our first tour, so I don't know if y'all knew that. We did our first, like, full-on getting in a van, going packing up our stuff, and going to Pittsburgh and then New Jersey.
It's a fun trip. Lots of lessons learned. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we learned a lot. We had a lot of fun. Met a lot of really good people. Had a lot of really good experiences, and I think we're better for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. So, like so I also sing, I don't know, some of you probably are, like, catching some wind of some other stuff I've done, but, like, I also sing, professionally full-time, and I just came off that tour so freaking on fire, like, my vocals were just, like I came into work just, like, bam! It was the perfect, you never know, like, trial by fire, singing for 60 minutes solo when, like, you're just belting it out to, like, strangers for, like, an hour straight. It's great. And it just it hones the it hones the career path and the art. So it was great. I was great. Feel like we are on fire right now.
We did.
Yeah.
Particularly love the New Jersey show.
Yes.
Everything about that was great. I
Yeah.
know it's always hit or miss regarding, particularly at our level in any sub 250 or in a lot of times sub 400 person venues. Sound is going to be really hit or miss, whether there's an actual sound guy or whether it's some bartender who's just knows the soundboard better than anyone else. But New Jersey, one of the better places that we played in for sound, I thought.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, New Jersey was amazing. I just put something on the screen to cover your face. I'm very sorry.
No one wants to see my face. I'm just gonna sit there like this so no one can see. But that's
Wait,
another.
I'm so sorry. We practiced this. When did we practice this live stream? Like 2 nights ago?
I think so. I don't know. I think it might be the chat that we have embedded.
Oh, now I just
Kicks
got
it.
rid of you completely. I'm sorry.
We can see half of it. We can see my forehead.
Hold
I
on,
mean, people just want to see my hair anyway, so I could just kind of do this
Oh,
and
there we
it'll be
go.
fine.
No, this is good. I
Yeah,
like
we
the
have
chat, but yeah.
yes, we have that, which is also news. The first vinyl that you and I have collaborated on comes out in a week and a day, 8 days.
Yeah. Amazing. I'm gonna link it again as soon as I figure out how to not cover up Johan or y'all. Why am I not just like covering up my own face with it? But yeah, so this is not for you, you guys. Like our vinyl, I'm so excited. Like I need to get my hands on it too. I also need a record player. So like, or is that what you call it now? A record player?
A
That's
record player.
a record player.
Well, I mean, there's yes, yes. I was gonna be a snooty vinyl person and be like, well, technically it's a turntable, and then the turntable feeds into the receiver, and then I'm not. Yes, that is
I
correct. Yeah,
love the nerdiness. Pete is asking if the QR code purchases the album or you.
we could go back to covering my face.
I mean, let me see. Oh, oh,
Yes. See, the QR code makes my image smaller, is what it does. So if you want to see less of me, you just keep clicking to that QR code, and it
yeah.
will reduce my size by 50%, I believe.
Nice. I will definitely share that again as soon as I figure out like some other like formats this has. What is this? Okay, you guys ready for another one? Let's find out what this does.
Oh,
Oh,
well, this is interesting. I mean, we're learning all these cool things on the fly now.
we're
We're just,
definitely learning everything right now.
I mean, that's how you kind of got to do things. Just play things by ear.
It's so
None of this
true.
matters. It's just
No.
press buttons. Things will happen. QR code will eventually go back up.
Yeah. Oh, L Evadri says, I miss good listening parties gathered around the turntable. And you know what? I agree. And this is why I want to get a vinyl player because I'm tired of asking Alexa. Is she listening? I'm tired of asking Alexa to like play music because it sounds like absolute crap. And like, other than my TV little sound bar, I don't have anything that's like playing in the room like real pulse of energy. It's just this digital sound, which is fine if you really just want to play background music. But if you want to just plus think of all the vinyls. You go to these like thrift stores and stuff if you're a thrifter like I am, and you find these vinyls, and how cool would it be to like throw something on you just found that day and be completely inspired by like this random 70s like doo-wop group that was like forgotten 10 years later, like Alexa's always like, yes, they are. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I may
I
be
think
forced to get up.
uh,
Yeah, maybe. But at the
I,
same time, you could also be completely inspired.
I think L is 100% on board. It is a very active listening experience. It's a very deliberate. You can't really skip songs and go, oh, it's first song and third song I don't necessarily like. It's more, you definitely hear the way that the artist intended it for to be heard. And there's a couple albums that I've recently bought that they have definitely grown on me. I'm generally, and this is probably just due to all the playlisting I do, I try and choose songs that are around 4 to 5 minutes, and I think a lot of that's almost reflected in the music that we do. But there is one song I think on a vinyl that it's actually on Kite's recent album 7, Remember Me. It's an 8-minute song, and it has grown on me so much just through the vinyl listening experience that it has probably become my favorite song at the moment right now. And I don't think
Wow.
that probably would have happened without like vinyl and active listening.
Now, do you think that, being someone that is as a producer yourself and a mixing mastering engineer and someone that has like produced albums for vinyl, do you feel like some of that is part of like the mixing engineer and the vinyl mastering engineer that has created new life in the song? Or do you think that it just kind of breathed new life in it being in a different format?
I don't know. So it's an interesting question. So I could the mastering question is something that I could talk about differently, since mastering for vinyl is something completely different than mastering for
Right.
just streaming or even CD. It's just it has a very very long intro. Like if you're not familiar with the song, I
Mm.
definitely recommend checking it out after the stream.
Mhm.
Remember Me by Kite, like I said, I think it's like 8 minutes and 8 seconds long. It has a very 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 long extended intro, and it would generally probably be if I was just sitting there working or listening on Spotify after the first 45 seconds go, this is just too long of an intro, I'll skip on to something else that a little bit more of a bopper immediately. But it really isn't until I think the second song on it is Changing, which is another one of my favorite songs from the entire album, where it's like, well, I have to listen through all of this to get to Changing. And then after about the fourth or fifth listen, I started to like find that the song and the lyrics and just the entire progression of the song was just really growing on me in a way that I don't think it would have if I didn't have that vinyl.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited. Like I picked out a place for it, and then so I'm also like getting a new bird, and then there was talks of like maybe we need a big bird stand there, like a tree branch stand, and then I was like, no, that's where I was gonna put my vinyl player, my record player. So I think I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win that argument. But yeah, so I'm really excited, and I'm really excited because I want to go out there and I want to find old music and I want to find things that have been lost to time and I want to experience them again. And I want to have that just like, hey, tonight I'm putting on this random like symphony orchestra from 1945 or whatever and gonna see what happens and see where it takes me and how the space is gonna fill with that. Oh my gosh, hey Jay Wind. Wow, so nice to see you. That's very cool. I know I've seen a couple comments from you about our stuff. I'm so glad to see you here, Jay. Thanks. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
couple vinyls that I have that don't exist anywhere else on streaming. I know the DAF Das ist DAF box set, Deutsche Amerikanische Freundschaft. I think the first two albums from DAF, as well as the last album, aren't anywhere to be found except for vinyl. So that was another. I needed to buy the vinyl if I wanted to hear Das Sheriff or any of the songs from. I think it was like their 2013 release or their initial two. So yes, you definitely. There's a lot of really weird Japanese only releases too.
ooh, that sounds so cool. That sounds so cool.
I think I shared some of my my obsession with the book House of Leaves and collecting that in every language. But for whatever reason, there's
Oh
some
yeah.
weird like, hey, it's really cool to have this album, and I can't read any of it because it's all in kanji. But there's just something cool about that. I don't know what, but
I think Japanese is one of those languages I would love to. We need to go to Japan, but you lived in Japan, so like
I
we
did.
should go to Japan. And you've played music in Japan, so like
Yeah,
we
we
need to go
were.
do this. We need to hit Japan. We're gonna hit Germany. Obviously, we're gonna hit Germany. Japan is second on that list. So yeah, I mean we're gonna be traveling, doing some music. So maybe we should start looking at learning, some of
So
these languages here.
myself and three other individuals were the prominent promoters back in 2000 in Tokyo, where all the US and European acts it was kind of weird, would kind of contact us to ask for shows, and would always have to explain to them the scene there is very small, and in my conversations with some of the other folks who still live over in Tokyo, it sounds like it's still fairly small as well. So we could definitely do a show there. However, I'm not sure that we would have more than 50 people come.
You know what? Just to go do it and to see what happened would be great. And that's a bucket list for me. I mean, how many people here is like a bucket list to go to Japan? Like, I feel like Japan's one of those things like, yes. Oh, the annual membership, Pete is saying, send Hazel and Johan to all our obscure record stores. That's right. That's right, Pete. That's what our little subscriptions are for.
My favorite obscure record store, and maybe we'll be doing this shortly if there's a show in Europe happening, is over in Dusseldorf, right in the city center. They have a bunch of really rare, there's a first edition of some Joy Division stuff, and I was going to buy it while I was there, but Germany, they hate credit cards, so you have to have cash. And I think that I don't remember what the circumstances were. Oh, I think what it was is I forgot to bring my bank card and I only had my credit card. And in order to take money out with my credit card, it was going to be $60 in fees. So I opted not to do it. But I still want to go back there because they have some really rare, like late 70s, early 80s electronic, some of the first edition Suicide releases. I think Deke Group's initial release was there, as well as some of like Joy Division and Wire. They had one of Wire's first edition releases there too, which I thought was really cool. But next time I'm back there, I'm definitely going to bring a lot of money and just buy everything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I just want to go, period. I need to go. I need to go. So anyway, let's talk about our shows, like, because next week we've got shows in DC area. So let's talk about that. So we did our tour, Pittsburgh, New Jersey. That was great. Like, first Sooty Cat official tour. Freaking awesome, y'all. And we love Amulet, and we're so grateful that they, like, we got to do that show, double bill, like super power vocals there. Love it. Yeah, so next week we've got the 17th, we're doing Renegade, which Renegade's a huge new venue in DC where a lot of bands are playing, right? I mean, I'm hearing this is I know we got booked there, but I'm like, I mean, I'm hearing some like good stuff about it, right?
Yeah, so I know the local DC promoters, Dark Constellations, who we're working with now for this venue, as well as some others. They're a really good venue. I have not eaten at the venue, but everyone keeps telling me that the food is really, really good there too. Mm-hmm. But they've been hosting quite a few really good bands. People from Ton, I saw them late last year. I know Klaus Larson, who did the remix for us, is going to be coming through here later this year with Leather Strip.
Leather Stripper buddy.
Yeah. Love him. I'm trying to think of who else has been going through there lately. I am not sure. So I know doors are at 8. We need to message them to figure it out. I would assume it would be 9 p.m. I am not sure though. We could make an update for you, maybe tomorrow or this weekend at the latest. But yeah, we still need to do some coordination for that for when load-in and stuff like that is as well. But yes, that's something we don't know yet.
We would love to know.
But Sounds Air is also pretty good. They also do some live streaming from there. There's I would say an obnoxious pillar that's somewhat in the middle of the room, but they have a camera on there, which is also kind of cool, where when it gets really busy and you're in the back of the room, you can kind of watch a show from there. And they sometimes live stream that out. But yeah, it's a great venue. They've been getting a Dark Constellation as well as just Bella and Johnny Panic, who we've also worked with in the past. Have also been pulling in some really great acts that have been going down there as well.
So I just wanted to, I'm typing it right now, but I just want to say, Brian, like we're going, at some point we're going to play at Monstercade. So we've been in talks with Monstercade for a while now. So they wanted us to play July 17th, but it just didn't work out. And then we ended up booking this other show, this local show. But we want to play at Monstercade. I love Monstercade, and we all hung out there. So like, we should definitely play at Monstercade, and the talks have been had. So we're hoping, I mean, if we can get out at some point this year, maybe that's a huge maybe. Next year is likely. So maybe to likely. And we'll definitely see you there, because I know you can make it out to Monstercade. I think you can, because I saw you there. But if not, that's okay. We're gonna do other things too. Yeah. Yeah, Monstercade's awesome. That was one of my favorite venues. I just love the vibe, and Carlos is so cool, and everything was just great. So yeah, we're just working out how to get us down there. So that's the plan, y'all.
And then our next show is in DC, a couple miles away, 2 days later.
That's right.
On Saturday, July 19th, as part of a festival that we're headlining, which should be an interesting festival.
Yeah, so this festival is a new festival. So honestly, I'm fully advocating for everyone going and checking it out because you know what, the only way to get started is people just actually go and support live music, right? So Dig Dug Dig is the event and they did ask us to headline, so we're going to be headlining on July 19th. It's local at Penn Social, so we're gonna check it out, and we just really want people to come see it. So, come hang out. We've got such honestly, y'all, like our live show after this tour is I'm so excited. Also, I bought a wireless microphone so I can get even weirder on stage. Don't take that the wrong way, but like literally just I can get like weirder and like I'm really excited about it. Also like the cables literally were like I would have killed myself at some point slipping on cables. So I'm just excited to jump around with a wireless microphone. So if y'all want to come see me jump around, debatable if I'm gonna make it sparkly. That's up to Johan. I asked you earlier and you were confused. You were like
Not up to me.
the transmitter. I was like, no, like literally, should I make the microphone
Oh, the
sparkly?
microphone.
Yes.
I don't know. That's not a me question. That's a you question.
Is it a me question? Because I feel like we're both in this together.
Sure. I mean, if you think it's a good idea, then I think it's a great idea. I don't know if I have a strong opinion one way or the other, though.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Also, y'all think that I'm joking about the let's get weirder, but let me oh, not that. That is so not it. Sorry. Hold on. This. Now we can do that. Yep. It's all backwards, but it does say let's get weird, y'all. It does say let's get weird. So good luck to me resetting this. You are welcome.
Well,
Don't hate the play, hate the game.
and then I guess the next show after that is the 24th of July, which is on Kent Island.
Yes.
At Cult Classic Brewing, which should also be a fun show. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And we actually stopped by there on our way back home. Oh, we should talk about how horrible that was, where they blocked off all the roads. So we're on the. How long was our drive home from the last show of tour? Like we drove like.
That was a long drive.
That was a long drive, and it should not because the traffic was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah. I think that's why I forgot to hand off vinyl to you, is because we got back here and then we were all just like, nope, no more. Just.
Oh my God. All of us were like literally laying there I was laying there in the van. They were in the front, but like we were dying. We were totally dying. It was not great.
Yeah. I can't remember what caused it. I think there was some accident on the bridge and there might've been one lane open and it was just, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know what the issue was, but it was hell. It was absolute hell. It was going to be like a 4-hour drive home. It was like, ooh, this is our short drive. We're going to go home. Didn't we have breakfast? We had breakfast. Like we literally we're going to take our damn time and this drive is going to be so easy. Oh, hey, Amia. And
we went to the Greek diner.
Oh, it was the Greek diner. That was so good.
I'm made still a Greek jealous salad. Of your donor. Yeah.
You're still jealous of it?
Of your gyro meat on your salad.
Oh my
I knew I should have ordered the gyro.
Yeah. So I actually I got so inspired. I went home and I bought every ingredient to make a Greek salad and I made it. But the gyro meat I couldn't find down where I live because it's a bunch of farmers that are Amish.
Yeah.
But there is lamb down here. They just didn't want to, give me any gyro meat.
I mean, there's ways that you could prepare it in the oven that kind of replicate the spinning meat on a stick method that they do.
How do you even make it? How do you even make it so good? Anyone in the comments, how do you actually make gyro meat? It's so good.
I've done it before using the oven method. I can't remember. You do the seasoning of the meat and then you put it, I remember, in a baking sheet and then I think you broil it or something like that and it gets it kind of close. I
Mm,
can't remember. It's been a while since I tried it. I
that
think this
does
is
sound
whenever
good.
I was trying to make my donors at home, and
Oh, your doner kebabs. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Wait. I'm like getting my areas mixed up, but there was a doner kebab area in like Arlington. Does that still exist?
no. So the only donor places
Am I
in
thinking of
DC,
LA? I might be thinking of LA.
yeah, I
I
think
am
so.
thinking of LA because there was a doner kebab place that was amazing. That's so weird. It's so weird how
Yeah.
memory is like messed up.
Yeah, there was a place up in Leesburg. It was a German couple. It was the only place in the area that I could find German people to talk to in German. They retired and are sailing down the Caribbean now. And then they had a second location where uh, I think it was no, what's that place? It's over where Green Zone is in DC. I can't remember the name of that place. I generally don't go there, but it used to be in the barbecue place that's there now, where Rob Sonderland, his barbecue place, used to be a donor place there as well. And now we have no donors in DC, which is very sad.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a doner kebab place, and it must have been in LA. And like life just blurs together, which is very unfortunate. Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt like that was in DC, but that was definitely in LA then. It was really good.
Well, another reason why we have to head over to Germany is for donor.
Or LA too.
We could
Oh,
do that.
hello, Zorn Black. Good to see you. Thank you for being here.
There's a couple okay places up in New York as well. If we're in Manhattan, I think there was 3 or 4 of them. They weren't
Yeah,
the best, but they were passable.
yeah. Interesting. Yeah, we got to go. Well, we had Georgian food. So we were in New York and Georgian food was something you really like and I had never had Georgian food. It's a lot of cheese. So
Doesn't need to be, but khachapuri is one of the best dishes ever and very cheese
it
centric.
is really good. It was
Yeah,
really good.
Angela likes They have soup dumplings as well. I can't remember what they're called, but those are really amazing. We didn't order those at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. I loved it. I will say I'm going to be honest. I thought the cheese in the pastry thing was a little bit too like stinky cheese for me.
Hmm.
I'm really
I
sorry.
don't remember that one.
No, the thing you like, the pastry with the cheese.
Sure.
God, that you
It's
guys were so excited about the pastry with the cheese, and it was like melty cheese.
the khachapuri. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. The one with the egg in it.
I think there was like okay, so there was a little bit of like. So have you ever had a Cheeto, and then that Cheeto smells on your finger later?
No. We're getting weird. We're talking about
I'm just
Cheeto finger
saying
smells.
the cheese level of that was like it lingered. It
Interesting.
lingered. I like a stronger cheese where it's just like it hits you like a blue cheese. Like, here's your blue cheese. Here you go. And you're like, wow, that's an intense cheese. I love a strong cheese. But like when it lingers like that, like I'm like, ooh, I smell like cheese. Like, like I don't know.
Interesting.
I also have an insane sense of smell. So that is a
Uh,
problem.
my sense of smell is basically non-existent, so I
Oh,
think
really?
yeah,
Amia says, I love cheese.
cheese is quite fantastic.
Cheese is quite fantastic. Yes. Let's get weirder. I think everyone is voting that we need a let's get weird or weirder t-shirt.
No, that's pretty weird.
I mean, I'm here for it. We could definitely get weirder. I'm sitting here eating pop. So, okay, white cheddar popcorn is another type of cheese that will linger. It will linger. Like I can't do it. I can't do it, y'all. I can't do it.
Hmm.
I can't do the white cheddar cheese popcorn or any taste. Nope. Pass.
So those are our shows. Should we talk about the upcoming album that comes out next week?
Oh my God. Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up again. I love y'all, but the chat's gonna go away for 1 second as I share this. And I'm sorry there's not more customizable layouts. But let me go ahead and show you a way to get the brand new freaking album, y'all. So you can get this album just for $25. I'm like, oh, so I'm a salesperson. um anyways, like this is really our heart, blood, soul, everything. This is the last 2 years of me and Johan working together. This trip this album traverses everything from like the beginning of our relationship working together to like where it's ended up, um which was a journey in itself, musically, artistically. I mean, when you imagine two people, I wouldn't say coming from completely different backgrounds because I had been producing some of my own solo pop music, but not to the extent that I mean, Tootie Cat's had a history here. If you're aware of Tootie Cat, it's been, a long-standing project, and Johan is the head starter of that project. And me joining into that project, we were joining in at a time where Tootie Cat was very pop oriented. I was also very pop oriented. I wanted to do kind of like a dark pop thing. So we took some of these edgier ideas that we both had, especially Johann's relationship with the German scene and the German industrial scene, and it slowly morphed into this darker genre of dark synth that This Is Not For You literally represents. And when you look at the artwork, you can see that obviously it's a little bit ominous, but this is inspired by Uzumaki. And what other artwork was this inspired by?
Um, uh, it House of Leaves guy. Why can't I think of
House
his
of
name?
Leaves. That's right. I remember, like, House of Leaves. But yeah,
Daniel Lusky. Mark Z. Danielewski.
yeah. So yeah, so
The back of it in particular, which is the weirdest part of the album, I'd say, is the back part.
So I wish I could show that. I'm like trying to figure out how to. So Uzumaki is a manga, and it's a body horror manga. It's absolutely fascinating, and I followed it myself. And the weird thing was like the staircase is a part of the end of this manga, um, and I did not tell Johan about like my fascination with this random horror stuff. I was really bothered by it. Like I was sharing like it with some of the people I was, close in my family. I was like, I just need you to see this. People turn into snails and they get eaten. And it really impacted me. And weirdly, our artist showed up with an artwork that was like almost, I wouldn't say, at first it was almost a replica. It was almost a replica of Uzumaki. And I was like, I'm a little concerned this is so close to it. And he was like, no, that's great. This is like a crazy coincidence, like that you're inspired by this and she's inspired and I'm also inspired. Like this is all great. So um we ended up going with the artwork, and it is adjusted a little bit to be our own. Like you can see here that there is Spanky, my parrot, and Jaga, who is Johann's best friend that did pass. So this is a very important piece of artwork for both of us, just considering everything. So I'm going to go ahead and put the chat back on, but I wanted to make sure y'all
And
have
then
access, and I'll send it again too later.
we also have the Minotaur down at the bottom of the staircase, which is also kind of a callback to House of Leaves and the is there or is there not a Minotaur within the never-ending room, closet, or however you want to say it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And then,
right.
yeah, if you see the back, you'll definitely go, oh, this is definitely inspired by House of Leaves because.
Oh, yes. And he did all the typography. So Johan did all the typography. Everything's done other than the artwork, everything, all the layout, the whole vinyl is done by us and Johan. So, yeah, it's beautiful. It's literally a work of art, and it took 2 years in the making and has a long history. Amia is asking who the vocalist was before Hazel. There was a lot of vocalists for 2D Cat, right? As far as I understand, like you were using lots of vocals and different types of vocalists. And it was, I've actually learned a lot of the songs that were written by these vocalists. And we do sing some of them live still, which is great. I love the vocal style of some of those vocalists. In fact, like I was a little nervous at first because I realized like how much my vocal style was different. Like I didn't have a lot of that pop lighter voice style, and I had a heavier voice. But I think as an example of how art creates itself, we've created this new sound that is more unique now.
I
Yeah,
actually
but
hated
you can
writing
answer
most of
that.
that.
Yeah, you could answer that too. I'm like trying to answer for you, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you did because I just try to ignore all of that. There was definitely, I mean, I think the project started maybe in 2017, and I was definitely pushed into the pop direction, even though I took no real joy in writing it. It just seemed like that's what folks were wanting me to do. So I am definitely happy that we're actually getting back to the style of music that I actually enjoy and writing and enjoy listening to. Um, and yeah, I'd say like the only two songs that we continue to do live from that era are pretty much, I think, Star and Stay With Me, which for our live versions of it, we've kind of reworked a bit to also make them more in line with the new direction.
Yeah.
Uh, so they're not as outliers as they were. Um, I'd even say because it really wasn't until maybe halfway through the collaboration with you that we both kind of realized that we didn't actually want to write pop music. So we're like, let's
Yeah.
start doing darker things. So I think it had to have been right after Falling Down, because I think Falling Down was still very much in a which is on this album. I think it was
Yes.
one of the last of the poppy songs, which is why it was like I want to revisit this and just do a darker tone to it, which is why on Bandcamp, if you if you buy the vinyl through there as well, you also get the song. There's a rework on there as well that kind of brings it a little bit in line with the rest of the material, which is what we played over in Pittsburgh and New Jersey, and we'll be playing again in our next set of shows. But definitely more enjoyable to be writing this style of music, which you're
Yeah.
definitely more at home with doing.
Yeah, and it's so funny because like as the singer that came into your project as and I love that you always considered me an equal. Like from day one, Johan considered me 50-50 and equal. And he was so considerate of like, how do you want to be billed? How do you want to handle this? And at this point, I really do feel like we are the Tootie Cat. And that transition period was kind of the transformative action of this album, where it was coming from, I'm trying to sing a certain style that I hear like these singers singing, and this already branded genre that is existing in the space, and I'm trying to fit into it. And there's a couple songs where you can really hear me trying, like Polar Shift is one of them. I love the lyrics in that though. Like that's one of my favorite. We should remix that. Because I feel like that was our first song.
Mhm.
And I love the lyrics. It's all about like the scientific
Pseudoscience.
pseudo it was like the pseudoscience of like what would happen if the polar if the polarized, like if our if our poles shifted, right? And we also need to rename it pole shift because I think I got that wrong. So if our poles shifted, what would happen? And I had I had seen some things and talked about this, like just like the whole world would shift backwards, and imagine that, just like and then you'd get floods and storming. Imagine if ever just like whoom. And I don't think there's ever been like an end of a world scenario where if like the poles shifted and all of a sudden we're flying backwards, and like what would happen to all our water, what would happen to all of like our buildings in the air. I mean, the air alone would, not that this is ever going to happen, but it was completely fictional in my mind. And I just love the idea of Armageddon in general. And the more creative that can be, the better. So that started, and he was just like, it's such a dark concept, but such a bright song. And I was like, and that was kind of our vibe for like 2 or 3 songs when we started working together, right? Like we started working together and our vibe was like, oh, this happy pop music, but I'm writing these dark lyrics. I can't write anything else but like something that's kind of raw and honest. So, not that I don't love, singing about like, I hope I'll see you again and I love you, but
Yeah.
No shade, no shade. I think that everyone relates to that, and that's great. And I happen to I have an issue with writing anything that is romantic, generally speaking, unless it's dark. So, but yeah, I do really appreciate some of the lyrics and some of the context of our first songs, but we were figuring it out, and it was this weird mix of like dark lyrics, pop music, and then we figured out like maybe we should just go darker because you're like all in the gothic, like dark industrial scene in Germany with all his friends and everything, and we're just like, this is what we're aiming at anywhere. We're going to go to Germany, like we're going to be big in Germany, right? Like this is what we're aiming at. This is our vibe. This is us as people. And so we just started leaning into it, I think, naturally. I don't even think we had that conversation. It just happened.
I think there might have been one moment where like, what do you think about us going darker? And I was like,
Yes. Yeah.
yes, thank God.
Like,
It's
wait,
like,
did
yeah,
I say that?
I think you did.
I feel
Yeah.
like you said that.
No, I think you did because
I
think
never, I don't feel like I ever wanted to pressure you into like my vibe though. Like I was like,
I don't
I
think you.
really wanted to do the pop. I really wanted to do the pop. Like I was like, I want to do pop. I love pop music. Like I just, I don't fit it. I'm going to be honest. Like my voice, my lyrics, my writing don't fit it. So like, I don't know if I would have said that though.
It
Maybe,
might have been something like that, but I remember
maybe.
going. I remember going. Thank God, I am so tired of writing pop music. I never want to write another pop song in my life.
But here's the thing is though, you're good at it. So we're going to
I
do it again. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. And here's the thing, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be broader, it's going to have more depth to it, but it's still going to be pop. And that's what I love about what we're doing now is like we're maybe we're still in that transition. Um at least this album is. Like you can hear the transition into the darkness through this album. So
and we already
um
have the next album, an outline for that, I guess,
oh, we
or a
do. We
concept for that.
do. Yeah, you want to talk about that?
We can. Are we ready to announce the name of our next
Are we?
album
I mean,
before our new album is even out
we
yet?
have lost 2 viewers, but they can always watch again. Also, we
They
do have some questions though, real quick before we
we
get
do.
into that. Jay is asking when the dark duet is coming. I will answer you. As far as duet, Johann refuses to sing. So
I
do
don't know.
you
So I mean, my views of so I am heavily inspired by late 70s and early 80s synth music stylings. The bands that immediately come to my head: Suicide, Alan Vega, and Rev Martin, Daff as well, Gabby Delgado, who unfortunately passed, along with Robert Gould, and then bands like Eurythmics, Yazoo, and the dynamic for each of them, which is always one of the things that I found interesting and always stuck with me, was in each of those instances, the stage presence was there was the one person who was kind of like the ominous figure who didn't do much, and then you had the very dynamic front person who was just like captivating. That's still even extended over like through the late 80s and early 90s through some of Vince Clarke's other projects like Erasure. But I think, and it's going to take a lot to convince me otherwise, what I really like about our stage presence is it's kind of an homage to that, where if I were to do any kind of duet type stuff, it would really be a break in that dynamic where I would have to not be that person. And I don't know. To me, that isn't, it just, I don't know. It doesn't feel right to me. It feels odd, if that makes sense at all.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense. Yeah, it definitely does make sense. Yeah, I have no pressure with that. I love the duo vibe. I mean, if you think about there's so many bands that have I mean, okay, so what is it? Nightclub. I love Nightclub. Oh my gosh. Like I love Nightclub. I feel like um We have a similar vibe to that. There's another band, Collide, that does very well as a duo. Yeah, and obviously so many of the older synth pop groups and whatnot, like even Erasure, it's really just two of them, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. And maybe you should talk about your relationship with our friends there. Or maybe you're not allowed to. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Those who
mean,
don't talk about it, don't talk about it. Fight Club.
yeah. So I will say for those of you who don't know, my engineering capacity is, or what I do in my engineering world is, I do a lot of custom synthesizers and builds for a lot of musicians, and I do a lot of retrofitting of old 70s synthesizers, and for components that are no longer in production, I do a lot of recreating of new components that are one-for-one drop replacements for the old parts. So I deal with a lot of people who collect vintage synthesizers, which I guess is what I'll say there. And I think we lost Hazel, so you're just gonna have to look at me now. As I discuss this. But the other question that I generally tend to get on that is why I don't sell my own synthesizers to the public. And I believe that what's going on?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. We're probably getting too nerdy with the
No,
engineering
we're not.
companies.
No, we're not. I should have just put you on front and center.
I mean,
My bad. My bad.
no one wants to hear about building
Yes,
synthesizers.
we do. Oh my God.
It's
What
the
are you
least
talking about?
entertaining thing in the world.
Oh my God. Okay. So first off, who here in the chat is a synthesizer freaking nerd? Because I can guarantee you, Pete loves synthesizers. Brian loves Amia loves synthesizers. Hidalgo. Hello. I did not say hello to you. He wants to know if we're coming to Ohio or Kentucky. I guarantee he loves synthesizers. We all love the synthesizers. So are we going to Ohio or Kentucky though?
I would love to. It's just
yes, we do. Pete says yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same challenges that we would love to. I guess we could leave it at that. If we are able to find a venue is willing to host us, as well as some bands to play along with, as well as some shows along the way to kind of make things viable, then yes, we would definitely consider doing Kentucky or Ohio. I have a bunch of dear friends that live right on the border of Cincinnati in Ohio, so I would love to even have an excuse to go over and say hi to them and do a show.
Wait, you have
anywhere.
friends out there? You have friends out there?
I do.
So we've done some we've done some shows out in Kentucky. So I did Army Band show out in Kentucky, and it was amazing. It was
Not
amazing.
surprising.
It was beautiful. Honestly, like I had to go to urgent care out there, and they still send me notifications about how they're available for my health care.
Oh,
I'm like, that is so nice, Kentucky. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really love. I literally like went to you once, and now you still let me know that you're available. So Ohio or Kentucky, so we could do this.
I mean, I'll come to Cincinnati. We'll get some Cincinnati chili. I'll never say no to
chili. That's not Skyline chili, is it?
Yeah, the spaghetti with the chili on top with the.
I just want to give a shout out to one of my colleagues that will not stop freaking talking about fucking Skyline chili.
I remember I made it and I took a photo and I sent it to my friend who's from there, and he just his only response was like 5 or 6 sentences critiquing. He's like, "That's not no." I'm like, I was so proud. I thought you'd be happy that I made this. He was not having it at all.
How did you make it? What was it?
I can't remember. I think it's just spaghetti with chili on top, and then there's the cheese, and then I think that there's like fish crackers maybe. I can't remember. There's cinnamon that I think is in it too. I think
cinnamon! That's the key thing! Yeah. Yes, it's cinnamon. That's weird. Yeah.
I can't remember all of it. Actually, ironically enough, right down the road from where we're playing at the Renegade, I don't know if it's still open. I think Hard Times, I think they do a Skyline chili. It's not good. But,
do they?
Yeah. That's the extent of my.
I don't know. I literally don't know if I could do a Skyline chili myself, but yeah.
I I would consider it being in. If I was in Cincinnati, I would go. Yes,
You
this
would
is an
go. If it
appropriate
was
thing to do.
authentic, he would go.
If we're finishing a show and it's midnight and someone is still willing to deliver to us or the venue that has it there, I will 100% go. Yes, this is a great
Yeah.
idea.
I love the idea of post-show chili, actually.
Yes,
We should do
yes.
that.
So the most important, I know everyone has been waiting for this story. This is the
What?
most exciting of stories. It's the
Do-
burrito story.
The what?
The burrito story, which is almost as exciting as Flight of the Conchords muffin story.
Oh my God. What? I don't know if I
Mhm.
know this story.
You do know it because we mentioned it 2 days ago, and we knew that everyone was going to be the most excited to hear about this story.
I'm excited.
So my partner Angela, who came along with us and was assisting us in
She's
the
also
merch
pretty much
area.
in the band, y'all. She's in the band. Don't fuck around.
She thought that we were entirely disorganized and had no idea what we were doing at the merch area. And
Which I
she's not wrong.
disagree. I did have a box.
We had a box. It was really, it sucked to have to go through, and then things would be wrinkled, and it was just a mess. And anyways, I even brought one up. We have these little shirt burritos now.
Oh,
they're
she's amazing.
awesome. And you can see this is an XL
Oh my God.
one.
Oh wait. Let me do some QR codes for the shirts. What shirt is that? Tell me what shirt it is.
This is, we're gonna say that
this
it is
one,
that
yeah?
one. It is definitely that one.
It's definitely that one.
It's not it's that one right there. But I buy
but it's
shirts.
really hard as a touring band, like, to dig through so many shirts, and you're on tour for so long and you're just digging through the shirts, and it's embarrassing because people are like, I wanna whatever, and you're like, let me dig down and try to find that for you in a completely disorganized box that we've been throwing in the back of a van for 20 days.
Right.
It's not fucking fun. And I'm going to say fucking because it's not fucking fun. So
It's not
Angela
fun.
did us a huge favor by rolling all these things. And I always thought that was a beautiful way of doing it, but it just takes time, you know, it just takes time and care. And to have someone just be like, I'm going to make this a little package for like someone to have at our shows. And like, it's going to be easier for us. God bless.
It's so small.
God
and
bless.
compact too.
God
I love
bless.
it.
Also, yeah, God bless.
If you have a purse,
God bless.
you could wrinkle up the shirt and throw it in there, but then it's gonna get wrinkled.
No,
it's just
so good.
everything about this is just, it's brilliant. So
It's so perfect.
we can't take credit for the idea. I know she was like, there needs to be a better way to do this, and she found a Reddit post. I wish that I knew who he was to give credit to him, but it's a hilarious post where he goes about doing this, and at the end he's pretty much just like, and then throw your shirts in the trash because no one goes to see live music. But it's like but it was we saw that and we're like, this is the way. But now we have Taco Cat is now in burrito form. So
this is also Taco Cat. I wonder if I can share a picture of that instead of my stupid live face. Oh, y'all just have to, the Taco Cat. I mean, I don't think that, like, people maybe seeing this like code don't know what the magic of this shirt is.
So you have to wear it. You have to wear it and look in a mirror, and then you understand the secret message of the shirt.
And it was completely accidental. So like, y'all, like, I don't know how to like work a photo into this thing yet.
But it's amazing. Taco Cat is now
Taco
available
Cat!
in burrito form.
You just go to our Instagram and you will see Taco Cat over and over again because it's like, haha. I mean, every time I put on I have like 4 of these. Also, Johan, I don't understand how I have 4 of these. I have 2 that are kind of like the older material, and I have 2 that are like I don't understand how I have so many of these shirts. But I love them and I wear them all the time. And every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, what is Taco Cat?
It's always
it always takes me by surprise. I'm like, tacos. I'm like, I'm gonna wear my Tootie Cat shirt today and then tacos.
I still love it's always really funny too, like people who don't I get a lot of PMs and they're like, hey, I don't know if you noticed this, but if you kind of look at yourself in the mirror wearing the shirt, it looks like it kind of says tacos. And it's like, yes, we're aware. It's a
Yes,
taco cat shirt.
we have been made aware, but it was not intentional, which is hilarious. Like,
I mean,
I
wasn't
mean,
it?
how could you? Was it? Sh- Are you dropping some bombs on live stream right now?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, y'all. Like, Johan has some fucking surprises in life.
I don't know about that. I think I think
You
I
want
have
to set the
zero.
fire? You want to set okay.
I think I have zero surprises. Everything is just yeah,
No
just
surprises.
boring. Don't do
Everything.
anything.
He is boring, but he is very smart. So I wouldn't put it past you.
I don't know if I'd say that either. But yeah,
I'm sorry, you are a synth genius, so yes.
I don't know about
I
that.
would yes. Stop.
Yeah.
Johan's hat thought of two. Yes, that's true. It's his hat.
I don't have a hat. This is actually hair.
Why didn't you wear your hat, Johan?
The people want to see the hair. Everyone says they want to see the hair.
I'm gonna be honest. You do have some amazing hair. I'm very jealous because all mine broke off because I bleach it.
Oh, well, that sucks. Yeah, I only wear the hat on stage. That's part of the stage persona that I do. Otherwise, yeah, not much of a cowboy hat type person.
You know what? We are the cowboy hat type people. Here's the thing, like
We are?
yes, you are through me vicariously. I used to have a pink cowboy hat. I am from Southern California. I'm not gonna like, give away like okay, anyways, my husband, but like he was like, no one out here will wear a cowboy hat or cowboy boots, but you do. I was like, hell yeah, I do. I'm from freaking Southern California. So I bestow on you, Johan of Tootie Cat, to wear your cowboy hat because it is okay for East Coasters to also be cool. And we are going to be cool together. And we're going to wear our cowboy hats and we're going to wear cowboy boots and we're going to wear our boleros and we're going to be like cool. So
I mean, I'll do that on stage, but it is too hot in DC to be wearing a cowboy hat during these months.
You should ask one of my good friends that loves to wear a cowboy hat, and he will rock it in DC.
He'll be very hot, especially if he has hair that is as long as mine, which is also a pain in the summer months, is that I get very hot with his hair.
Honestly, now I'm looking at your hair in this video, and it is very long.
It's very long.
It is very long. Yeah. But Johan's hat is iconic, and I think you should always wear it on stage. And I think we're always going to have a vibe. And I'm going to be honest, like the Western goth thing is a huge thing for me, being from Southern California. I've always appreciated Western culture. Obviously, I literally grew up in Western culture. So to me, it's like, it's no big thing. Just like I said, my partner was like, you would wear a cowboy hat? And I was like, yeah, it's like not a thing. Like out West, like you wear a cowboy hat. Sometimes it's in trend, sometimes it's not. I think in high school, I had like a pink cowboy hat. I loved my pink cowboy hat, so yeah. So we're all Western goth out here.
I think that I actually really enjoy our stage presence. I think it's it looks good. It looks uniform. Yeah. There's a lot of times where, because I mean, I see so much live music. There's a lot of times where it just seems like everyone is on doing their own thing, and you're like, is this a band or did they just form like last week? It's I don't know. It just seems like whenever there's like a cohesive look within a band, particularly in a live performance, it just feels better. If that makes sense at all. And I think that we have I am happy with our present look.
Yeah,
I hope everyone else is. I mean,
we have some questions. So yeah, I mean, Pete is saying his hair is about as long as yours. That's crazy, Pete, because I remember seeing your hair. I think you had it back. Johan's hair is, I'm looking at his very long. Yeah, you just got to keep it back to keep it easier in the summer. Also, Hidalgo, where does one get a good cowboy hat these days? Probably Texas or the Southwest. I bought some amazing, legit cowboy boots in Texas last time I was there for a performance. They were like $300, but I literally had them fitted to my feet and they're bright red up to my knees, cowboy authentic Texas boots. And you know what? That's where you got to go to get hats and boots, I think. Um,
I know another
however,
place.
oh, and Johan can help too if you want to do it on the East Coast, maybe. Yeah.
No, this was back in San Francisco. So if you
Oh, yeah, yeah.
remember my hat that I wore in the Frames music video, it kind of, if you're familiar with Alejandro Jodorowsky, which one was that? Not, it was the Holy Mountain where he has the ridiculously wide brimmed hat. I'm trying to remember. Heim. Oh, there we go. Heim.
I wish I knew what you were talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wish I could throw this link in, but there's
Yeah.
a place called it's spelled HAMPUI hats. It's a hat shop in San Francisco. They do incredibly high quality but high price hats.
You bought a hat from them when we first met, and I was just like so amazed. And like this hat was so amazing. Where is the hat?
It's in storage. It's so because it's a wide brimmed hat.
It's a nice fucking hat.
It's so obnoxious. Like you need its own carrying case to bring to a show. So it's just not practical to bring to any live show. Otherwise I'd wear it. And then due to the quality of it, like I can't sit in a chair because I would do this and my head would hit. And it's just like, I need something a little bit more like flappy and stuff.
Gotcha.
But they do incredibly high quality hats.
He blessed it. He also blessed it, right?
They did some blessing. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't remember. They say, "Do you want us to bless your hat?" And I'm like, "Why not?" And they say, "What kind of blessing do you want on it?" And I'm like, "A good one." So it was blessed with a good blessing, I believe.
I love that.
I'm sure that's just as exciting as the burrito story.
No, oh my God. All of these things are great. Yeah. Hat and burrito. I got an Angel Eyes style cheap. I don't know what Brian O'Malley, what is Angel Eyes style? We don't know. Enlighten us.
Yeah, I don't wear hats, so I am also not really too familiar.
You do wear hats. You wear a hat for our shows.
I wear a hat for 1 hour whenever I am on stage as Tootie Cat.
That's true.
And then as soon as it ends, I go.
It is the iconic hat, though. We love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what an Angel Eyes style hat is.
So, what is your favorite song from the album?
Me?
Hmm?
Underground, that hasn't been released yet.
Interesting.
Yep. I was kind of thinking maybe we should like give everyone a little sneak preview, but at the same time, I don't trust myself to like stop it at enough. Like, I don't know. We could give them a preview. We have 7 viewers here tonight that might deserve just like a nice preview of the last song of the vinyl that's going to be released.
Which version of the song do you have?
That's a great question.
So,
do you have a new version? Shit.
I don't want to say a new version, but there are 2 versions that are going to exist.
I probably have the last. I probably have like the oldest version possible because like I don't generally get masters from you until much later. Not that no shade. I don't need them, you know.
So I'll say some sausage made story that interesting about this song. So
I have it.
Mastering for vinyl is uniquely different than just normal mastering. There are billions of reasons why, but anyways, as part of the process, we sent this off to the mastering engineer, and then because it's nominally more expensive just to get digital masters along with the vinyl, asked him to do that as well. And I remember receiving this song back in particular and going, he made some choices to the low end, the bass section of the song that I would not have made, and I was like, sounds slightly odd, and I don't know if I like this, but I trusted what they did. And I think it was maybe 2 or 3 days ago where, because I'm piecing together the stuff for the music video now, I was like, I'm gonna go back with my master of this for the Bandcamp release that comes out. So there's actually going to be 2 versions of the song. And
Oh my God,
actually,
this is underground?
yeah,
What?
yeah. So there's going to be one that exists on Spotify, which is one that I think the low end doesn't sound the best, and there is the Bandcamp one, which I think
Honestly, I feel like we should share everyone the live version because the live version is so good.
Do you have that available to show?
I would love to share it. Shit.
Oh yeah, we did post that.
Yeah, we did. I could always share screen.
Yeah, we could do a share screen if you pull it up.
Let me try. Hey y'all. Okay, so I just want to like preface this before I get in the deep with the like tech stuff. It's really hard to get any live venue to make you sound okay. You're at the mercy of a lot of people you don't know. So we were very grateful for QXTs to be so great. So I'm gonna try to find our, where is this? I gotta search for it. 2D cat. Oh, I mean, I could even search. Wait. Watch this. Share screen. Hold on. What's in my bed? You don't see what's in my bed. It was like a horror story. Where is, okay, I think this is YouTube. Okay, share. Oh, 2D cat. You see it. Okay, 2D cat. Live at QXTs. Oops, sorry. I'm not looking at that.
There you go.
Underground. Here we go. The question is, can you hear it? Oh.
Yes. You are muted.
It's great. I stopped it. I didn't know how to stop it.
Yeah,
You're
you can
welcome.
watch the rest of it on YouTube by searching for 2D Cat Underground. But
Honestly, it was great. Yes. I couldn't turn it up a little. Oh my God, Hidalgo. Just go check it out on YouTube. This was a live video from our last show. Like, great. Videoed by my favorite Osmo Pocket 3 that is also my webcam right now. That is literally they literally should sponsor me because of the amount of times I am nerding out about it. And you know what? Maybe like they don't deserve it because they don't pay attention to me. So, you know what? Their loss. Also, yeah.
I'm jealous because I kind of want one as well. I keep
Yes.
trying to justify myself
Yes.
not
I just
getting
set
one.
this on the side of the stage and I was like, I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna record with the Osmo Pocket 3. Sound not bad. Sound not bad. But also QXTs did a great job of handling us and just like totally did everything they could to make us feel sonically comfortable. We love QXTs, you know. I'm starting to realize like how many times like when you're a band, like when you connect with certain people and venues and things like that, it's really important. So we're looking forward to going back there again.
Yeah, so I mean, I remember after our Pittsburgh show, we talked about this. Our setup, it should be very, very, very quick for us to do sound check. And I think that if it extends past the amount of time it took for QXTs, it is an indicator that it is going to be a long night for us.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have a complicated setup. It's like they just
It's not
sometimes
complicated.
people aren't registering. Is this sound okay? Some people aren't registering that you are basically a band in channels. So like they're like, "Oh, that's the guitar, they don't recognize that because it's coming from one person who has created all of those sounds."
It's
You know?
really odd though, whenever you
I
are very
know.
explicit saying, hey, channel one needs, which for us is the bass and
It makes no
needs to
sense,
be
but
up.
they
It's like,
visually see it. They don't visually see it, so they like literally cannot comprehend. This person is creating these channels of all these different. It boggles my damn mind.
but I mean, so the thing that boggles my mind is when I say, okay, channel one needs to be up 3 decibels, and then they cut channel two by 9 decibel, and it's like, no. You cut the drums, which is
Yeah,
the drum bus, which is channel two. You need
yeah.
to cut and they're like,
I think
whoa,
that
I don't know what's going on.
I think what's channeling, what's challenging about channeling what we do is that we are a complete band out of two people. You know, like what we are sending them is a complete band would send them channel wise. And it's confusing because they don't have the visual. They're like, oh, I don't have a visual on a guitar, so I don't have a visual on a bass. And also that we are synth based. So a lot of people don't have that reference of like, how do I mix a completely synth sound, you know? So it's challenging. It's absolutely challenging.
Yeah.
And we've had very hit or miss. It's literally like a sound engineer gets it and does an amazing fucking job, or a sound engineer is like, this is karaoke. I'm going to turn everything down, turn the vocalist up, and she's going to be embarrassed for the rest of her life. Like that's literally like the scope that we've had. So we're hoping to get into better acoustic spaces as well.
Yeah. So I've written 2 Medium posts on the live setup that we do. One about what it is that we're doing, because I know I think when most people are confused with is the question I get all the time is, what's the instrument? What does the instrument do? One is, what is that?
Yeah.
And then 2 is, what is it doing? I think whatever most people are used to seeing. So I'd say that the different end of the spectrum, someone like Kibu who brings 20 synthesizers to stage, or a band like Kite who brings like 6 to 8 synthesizers on stage. That's like for 2 people, and it's like a load in that I just can't do without a crew. Luckily, I am an engineer, and I like most of my background is in reverse engineering microelectronics and taking apart assemblies and like reconstructing assemblies from obsolete parts into new parts. Anyways, long-winded way of saying, and I go into this in more detail, I have created I guess a new synthesizer, or it's not even a synthesizer, but it's basically built on two 28 nanometer FPGAs where I have 6 to 10 synthesizers or drum kits reverse engineered in those, and then through the Linstrument I'm able to call up which ones I want to play, and then on the Linstrument I'm playing 2 different lines, 2 different synthesizers there, as well as the pads or strings on usually like a Virus TI or Sequential Circuits synthesizer or something along those lines. So it takes it from me having to bring 6 to 8 synthesizers that I would need to bring to me just being able to bring that small box, as well as my Sequential Circuits, which is the 30-pound synthesizer, and an instrument, which is 2 pounds. So it cuts down on quite a bit of weight and carrying space and time setting everything up.
I love it. So one thing that I think is just hot as hell for music is smart music. And we are trying to compact, I think, this whole this project where like we decide, I think that Johan really decided that he wanted like something tangible, like not just a studio singer coming in or recording things, and what, like he wanted a band presence. He wanted something that was tangible and consistent. And I think that with what we're doing now, that's aligned with that goal of having live shows and getting out there and just having like music that is intelligently written be a part of communities and small musical communities. And I think that's a really important part of what we do, is that what we bring is intelligent, and what we bring is thoughtful, and what we think is educated, and what we bring is passionate. And there's a purpose behind everything we do, including our live performances, which are new. Let's just admit it. We're just starting these live performances, and they're already just like, honestly, these last ones were great. Like we're able to produce a environment that we want to create to express the stories and the purpose behind the music. So yeah,
I think we bring a good energy.
Yeah.
Especially in our live
Yeah,
shows.
good vibes. I think the point is it's intelligent music with a passion, Like if I was just to describe our music together, it would be passionate, thoughtful, and intelligent. Those would be the words that I describe them. Yeah. So, yeah. And Pete Russo says, musical creative community is worth its worth in gold. You're right. Because God, our regular lives don't also bring it. And I work in the creative community. I literally am a singer professional full time. And I will tell you, I get told what to sing. It's great. I get to sing for a living. But you know how much that inspires me? Nothing. What inspires me is getting to go home and play in my studio and mess with the lights back here and make sure I have a great like studio space, work on music, record whatever project we're working on, whatever song we're working on, listen to what Johan's done, which is crazy lately. Like he's been doing some crazy stuff. Like I'm going to be honest, like Johan, like I literally like don't even know how to process the stuff you've been sending me, because
Really?
I'm still processing the old stuff.
So for those not aware, I've pulled out the glockenspiel. I've played glockenspiel in 3 songs, I think. I think those are the things when you're like, oh, you're using bells. It's like, no, it's my glockenspiel.
Are you fucking serious?
Mm-hmm. I might bring it on stage at one point. It's fun to play. I love banging on things. So
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Okay, that was not something you told me. I was just like, these bells are awesome. And
So
you're playing fucking glockenspiel?
Yeah.
What is happening?
No, it's just I don't know. It's so I just kind of anytime that I feel as though I get too poppy, I kind of go back and listen to like the late 70s, like Throbbing Gristle, those types of bands. And there's a percussive element to that we have thus far been lacking. And I've been trying to incorporate that in through playing glockenspiel. Some of the sampling that I've been doing, which is reminiscent of some of the stuff that Depeche Mode was doing whenever they were trying to introduce some of the sample-based percussion sounds into their stuff. So I'm just trying to go back to how do we make this more along those less poppy and more, because there was definitely like an experimental like vibe in the late 70s, early 80s synth music. It was definitely not. I will always pick on Howard Jones for being kind of like the death of synth music. It kind of took it into that very pop formula that old Tootie Cat fell into. And it's kind of like, how do we break away from that and start doing the more like experimental stuff that Suicide, Daft, Throbbing Gristle, and those bands are kind of doing.
Yeah.
And then Theremin too. We need to do that too. So like for me, Theremin is, I think you need like a very droney song. And I think that that's where if we do a song that is somewhat like a Frankie Teardrop or something reminiscent of like like a Nick Cave.
Here's the thing. The theremin only works if you're able to fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time it ever works. If it can be fucked up, you're great. Like if you can just go up there, make noise, and it can be great either way, that is the time to use the theremin, even with the pitch correction that my theremin has. So for those here that are watching, I use a theremin. I play the theremin, but I do play a theremin that has pitch correction, which is great because I can set it to a certain pitch. I can set it to a certain scale. I still have to understand the pitches of the scale, and I still have to play it based on the intervals of the scale. So it's like playing a guitar that just is in a key. So if you play guitar, if you play bass, whatever, you can understand, hey, I have a bass that's in a key, but also that key is air. So it's still hard and it still sucks and it's still challenging. And I still have to correct a lot of stuff in post if I want to post things. Although I have posted a lot of my theremin videos completely raw, like just what my playing. Anyways, playing it live is very challenging because you need to have 4 feet of space that no one is active in. And you have to set that calibration to that. So, and also I didn't really know what I was doing the first time we did it with Tootie Cat. We do have a theremin song, and I think he kind of hates me for this because like he sent me the song like, please write vocals, and I was like, I wrote theremin.
I don't hate it. It's just I don't know if it's the right.
It's fine.
I think I need to write a song that's deliberately for it.
Okay, that's fair.
And yeah, I'm thinking something like very very old.
I personally thought that song really worked for theremin though.
There's too much other stuff competing with it.
Okay.
Okay,
You're coming at from a less artistic, like more of like a sound engineer. Why am I even arguing? Yes. Okay.
Like,
you're right.
You need it to be so.
Then you need to take down the instruments that compete with the annoying sound of the theremin.
Well, that's kind of where I'm like, well, I like those instruments, so it's like, well, if I'm gonna delete those, we should just write something specifically for this. So, like, in my head, I'm specifically thinking of like old Nick Cave, like from Her to Eternity, Saint Huck, Cabin Fever, where there's like. It's very heavily detuned piano that drives a lot of the song, where I would think that replacing like a detuned piano, just doing the equivalent of theremin chords would also have like a very unsettling tone to it. And that's where I think like the selector rhythm, as much as I hate that drum kit, it's the one that Suicide used quite a bit. There's a couple of sounds on it that are very, very unnerving, that are heartbeat-like. I think that you could do a very unsettling sound with like theremin, maybe a detuned piano or a glockenspiel, in
Yeah.
conjunction with some percussive elements and the selector rhythm. And I think that if you were to do a very unnerving song where like something that's like emotionally unsettling, I think it would work really well. That's my initial gut instincts, though.
I like it. I think you're
having
right. I
thought
think you're
about
right.
much.
Yeah. I think you're totally right. So as far as the theremin goes, yeah, send it to me as long as it's like you said has some space, has some space.
Well, we have that one song that I sent over that might be good for it. That was I don't remember what it was. It is very unnerving. It's the one where I do have a detuned piano that drives a lot of it. But I think having that using the theremin is either like a pad,
Yeah.
just doing like double eighth notes or
Well,
double
here's
quarter
the thing
notes
is I think
or
here's the
double
thing that
quartets.
people don't also realize is that my theremin isn't necessarily a theremin, it's a synthesizer in a theremin body. So like um I have 28 set like presettings that I can use that are like all the way from like gritty bass to like the actual theremin. So I say because I know it's annoying. So yeah, I mean there's a lot of settings, and then on top of that, if we're talking about recording music, like the sound can literally be used as a synthesizer. This particular, it's called the Theremin. It is not a theremin as far as like Moog theremin. It's a Moog theremin. It is a synthesizer. Literally, just the action that creates the sound is like a theremin. So it is a synth. That being said, like it's not perfect, and um but I could make some pretty damn amazing noise on a recording if we had pre and post plans for that. You know, like I have all these settings, but it would just record right into MIDI anyway because it's a synthesizer.
Yeah.
So like the whole thing could just be a guitar. Like literally, that's how cool my little theremin is and why I love it. Live though, like I mean, we'd have to mess with it to make it sound like a guitar. It'll always sound a little woo woo woo, but it's cool, you know, like it's cool. People like it. But yeah, that being said, like let's do it. Like I think we should have a little theremin in our lives to begin with. So, you know, it's nice.
Yeah, I mean that is the theme of this stream, is getting weird, and I don't think that there's many
Is that
weirder
true, everybody? Well, maybe we should
creations.
ask the audience. Who here is from the beginning of the stream? Is that the truth? Let's get weird. Are we still getting weird, my friends?
I mean, there's the other one. I can't remember what it was. I know.
I love getting weird, my friends.
I don't remember the other concept. There was a concept that was kind of like a theremin.
I
It
wonder if
was,
I could play it. I could probably play the theremin song.
I don't even remember the theremin song.
Oh, I have it on G Drive somewhere. You would have to distract everyone while I looked for it, though.
Ooh, I don't know if we do that.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm just gonna like casually look up my G Drive.
I think that we write a more deliberate theremin song and go from there.
It was really fun though.
Yeah.
Dwayne Hester said you all have been immersed in weird for a while.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Is that true?
Sure. Think so.
Maybe a little. And Pete says we're still getting weirder.
Good.
Yeah, that's right.
Although I don't know if I'd agree with that, but sure.
I am so done with normal. Although we're going to see what the next album entails because we do have some really interesting stuff coming in.
What do you interesting stuff going in?
Yeah, like what you're saying.
Oh, that. It's going to be fun. That's going to I'm liking the direction of the new album. Not next week's album, but the album after that album. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
It will play well in Germany, is what I'll say.
Yeah, it's industrial and very like gritty.
I don't know if I'd say it's industrial,
You
but
don't
it's
think it's industrial? No?
no, no.
Okay.
It's still very much synth music. But yeah.
Well, you are the master with that. And we are excited to hear all the new stuff.
Yes.
Just as normal scares me. Yes, agreed. Agreed.
So then I guess the rest of our release schedule for the year after next week will be This Is Not For You, which comes out on vinyl, which you could order today. Then after that will be, well, if you buy the actual release, then you'll get access to the Blue Rose rework of Falling Down. If you don't, you'll be able to listen to that in streaming 9 weeks from now. And then I think the last release that we're going to do this year is finally recording the cover of Silent Circle, maybe Touch of the Night.
He said
And
that.
then, yeah, I mean, everyone wants us to, and I
Okay.
agree. It's
Sure.
good. And then in 26, the new music from the new album will start being released, which is
Yeah.
exciting.
Very exciting. So, do we have any questions for people? Like, I mean, we have everyone here. Do we have questions for people? Like, what do they want to hear? What do they want to know?
Do they want to hear the burrito story again? I mean, it's such a classic story.
Yeah, we love the burrito story. I mean, do we want to give them a little taste of anything? No?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. I don't know
Well,
what we have.
what do we have?
I mean, we have so many unreleased things.
We do have many unreleased things. I even wonder, like, okay, can you guys hear me if I'm really far away from it?
Yes.
Okay, Brian O'Malley, ever thought about adding a guitar bass for Jam Fun?
No.
We did have a guitarist, but it didn't work out because there's not enough music that he would play on. So the question was, you know, he's going to come on stage for like, you know, a song or two where he plays a solo, and then what is he going to do for the rest of the time? So, being a synth-based band, guitar, bass, all that it's a huge departure from what we already have produced. So, no. But at the same time, like, you know, there's always a future where we could just have a full band production of our songs, which would be insane and could be written. We could write that and we could make that happen. But as of right now, it's not necessarily worth any guitarist time to be like, oh, I'm going to play a solo on this one song, or you know, like, or because there's some guitar solos, but it's just there's not enough guitar parts, you know what I mean? So it would require a huge rewriting of the music to begin with. Yeah, but it'd be cool to have more people on stage. We just got to figure it out someday.
If we're going to bring people on stage, it's going to be a full orchestra.
Yeah, that's right. It's got to be a full orchestra. We're going
full orchestra, or it's just not worth it.
That is right. What am I doing? I was going to look up something, right?
No, definitely not.
What?
The only thing that I could think of, like, for increasing stage presence, and I'm still not even sold on it, would just be bringing in a live drummer with a drum kit. But I don't know. We're just doing things just to do things at that point. I don't think it adds anything much.
You know who I keep picturing that's like making the rounds right now is Nightclub as a duo. And also, what's the other duo that's from Mexico? They're pretty great. Glass Spells.
They're from California.
Oh, I thought they were from Mexico.
Yeah, they're from San Diego.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought they're literally from. Okay, maybe they posted something about that. Anyways, yeah.
I think they're going to be going on tour, I think, in Mexico soon.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Or maybe, actually, I think they're on East Coast. I can't remember.
I don't know. I thought they were Mexican, but yes. So both Glass Bells and Nightclub are both two duos that do a great job of like handling all of the sound by themselves. So yeah, I mean, we're on track to be kind of in line with those folks. Um, and it's a lighter load. It's great. Yeah, we're very excited about all the possibilities that we can do with the music that we do create. So it's awesome.
I mean, I'm never really sold on vocal harmonies as well. I
Oh,
know,
did someone talk about vocal harmonies?
I think vocal harmonies are, I don't know. I kind of look towards whenever you have a vocalist who isn't necessarily able to continue doing what they have been able to do in their prime, is whenever you start needing to lean in on additional support for that.
Yeah.
I think Erasure is unfortunately a great example. As much as I love Andy Bell, he definitely needs assistance in that category these days. Um, I don't know. I don't think, I mean, this is just my 2 cents. I don't think that you need any assistance in terms of um, vocal harmonies at all. I think we were considering using them for one of the songs where there's some choir elements in them, which was it Rises One or was it the last refrain? But we were
Uh,
thinking,
for choir, I
yeah,
think it was the last refrain.
yeah, we were thinking of adding something in or needing some assistance with
Yeah.
that, but then we ultimately decided that it wasn't necessary for that. I just don't, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's necessary. And I think a lot of bands seem to just invite more people on stage just because they don't have the confidence. They feel as though they don't have the stage presence that's required to do something successful. And I don't know. I feel as though we would just be inviting people on stage just to do it rather than it actually being needed.
Yeah. Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I do feel like someday we're going to have more people, but it's going to be adding to us, not necessarily like the rest of the band or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say like the only thing that I could think of that would add maybe some bit of energy, Nuevo Testamento. Their setup is vocalist, synth player, and then drummer with the drum kit as well. Could be interesting,
Yeah.
but outside of that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think if I'm going to expand anything, it's going to actually be taking more synths onto stage, but that also involves needing to hire crew to help with load in, setup, and load out, which, I mean, adding more people just adds cost to everything, and we're in a very, very low margin business as it is. So everything
That's
sounds
true.
nice until you start running numbers and you go, this doesn't make sense to do financially.
It's so true. And thank you, Brian. Thank you for being here. Have a great night and good luck with all your auditions and music and whatnot. Thank you for keeping in touch. We love it.
Take care.
Yeah. Brian saying, glad I was here. But also, Dwayne Hester also wants to know, what else do you work on as tech, Johan?
I'm an electrical engineer, and I work in the realm of microelectronics, um, things related to reverse engineering and hardware assurance. It's basically my background in a nutshell. And then in my spare time, it's the step beyond technicians for synthesizers. So I do the work that synthesizer technicians can't do. So if someone receives something and they go, well, this is your issue, this part is broken and is no longer being manufactured, they send it to me, and I'll generally develop a daughter board and some new components and take apart components and just do like a 1X menu replacement for that. So deal with a lot of vintage synthesizer enhancements, stuff like that.
basically he's really fucking smart.
No, I'm not. I'm just
Yes, he is. Yes, he
no,
is.
the opposite. I'm just persistent.
Shut
Just
up.
no. It takes me 30 billion years longer to do things than most folks. It's just
Well, because you do think of every little fucking thing, and that's a problem. So one thing I was actually, so I was listening to some podcast that I listened to, and about neurodivergence. Um, so one of the things they were talking about is like really high IQ is also a form of neurodivergence. And it comes with all of the side effects and all of the things of neurodivergence. And it's not that people are autistic. It's not that people suffer from other different neurodivergences, that like high IQ is actually a form of neurodivergence. And it is. It is. And you think about a lot of people with 140 plus high IQ. I'm 128. I'm also very high, but I'm not past that 140 point where like I do feel like people, it's a neurodivergence, right? So I think what they told me about my IQ was like I can communicate with people like that because, um I can communicate between both. But like here's the thing, like you're very smart. So maybe that's part of that. Maybe you're just like trying to make ends meet.
I don't know about that.
No?
I still don't know if I would still disagree in saying that I am smart. I am persistent. I say that,
Yeah.
but definitely not
That's
smart.
I think you're smart, but also that's fair too. I'm definitely not in that high echelon. I have a few people I work with that are definitely there, but yeah.
I just got notification that I am going to have to, unfortunately, start wrapping things up.
Oh, okay. Who is
Sadly.
here? Who is here? Roll call. Amia. We've got 8 people here. We've got Jess. Goodbye, Jess. Roll call. Who else is here? Yes, I think we all have a little bit of that spectrum, my friends. I love you. Who else is here before we go? Mia. Oh, Dwayne, thank you so much. We really appreciate you're here. Um, Whoever else is here, I hope that we get to say goodbye to you. It is true. It is true. It is time to go. El Abadari, thank you. Anybody else? Who else is here? We're going to say goodbye. It's like romper room all of a sudden. Just want to make sure you all get a proper sending. Just put a little signal in the chat. If not, that's okay too. We're going to go ahead and say goodbye. So thank you for all coming out and enjoying tonight with us. And please go ahead and look at getting the vinyl and coming to see us live. We love it. And we just love having you all as friends. And we can't wait to see you again. So thank you so much. Thank you, Amia. And we will see you all again later. Bye.
Bye.